What's up, people? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today, I am on the WRESTHINGS channel to bring to you guys the top 5 things in wrestling that we wish didn't happen. Now, I'll be completely honest, a lot of this is in recent memory where wrestling fans, we get fed hours and hours of wrestling every week. So a lot of this is recent stuff, but still stuff that shouldn't be happening. So we're gonna get into it in just a second. Make sure you like, comment on the video, subscribe to WRESTHINGS channel, and let's jump into it. The top 5 things in wrestling we wish didn't happen. So first things first, we'll start with match types becoming pay-per-views. TLC, why is that a pay-per-view? Hell in a Cell, the most dreaded match to enter. We now get 3 of them on a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell. Money in the Bank, now this is a bit different. Probably should have stayed at WrestleMania as a one-off, but again, another example of a match type that has become a pay-per-view. And it's just overkill. We're losing the essence of these big matches, these big feels when you have 3 TLC matches, or a ladders match, or a tables match, or a chairs match. What the hell is a chairs match? People just hitting each other with chairs, and then what? What's the consequence here? I don't get it. Hell in a Cell, again, one of the matches as we all grew up on as a child, blood feuds were sorted in a Hell in a Cell. Now we get 3 of them on a pay-per-view just because. It's not on, I don't think it should be happening, and I know I'm not the only one that thinks this. What do you guys think, fellas?
Trash.
The jury have spoken, it's all trash and it shouldn't be happening. Next up, talking about match types, I've got to say it, Otis winning Money in the Bank in 2020. Big facts, like honestly. He was the flavor of the month going into WrestleMania. He won the girl Mandy Rose, we get it. Does he need to win Money in the Bank though? Like really and truly, did you guys think that, okay, if we give this guy the Money in the Bank, which is basically the #1 contendership, which is basically, this is our next world champion. Did you guys think that we were ever gonna buy Otis as a world champion when there's people like Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, even Braun Strowman on the roster? Did you really think that Otis was gonna be sold as the next champion? Now, like I said, he was flavor of the month and he was getting over with a lot of people. Clearly, the higher-ups had a lot of hope for him, but with all due respect, he doesn't say world champion right now, maybe not ever. And you saw that they kind of regretted their decision by taking the Money in the Bank briefcase off him and giving it to The Miz. So yeah, another example of WWE not thinking long-term and doing what's flavor of the month with no real plan. Otis should have never won the Money in the Bank briefcase in 2020. Next up, we've got to talk about Goldberg and WWE's need to put the Universal Championship on him anytime he's around. In 2016, we were probably getting the story of a lifetime. Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, The List. You guys remember that story. Everything was so good about it, and it was heading to what should have been Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania for the Universal Championship. Instead, at Fastlane, we got a roadblock, and the roadblock's name was Goldberg. Goldberg had to come in and take Kevin Owens' championship off him in like record timing as well. Did nothing for Kevin Owens, killed the whole momentum of the story, and instead we got Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho fighting for the US Championship in what's been said to be one of the worst WrestleMania matches in a very long time. There wasn't just that occasion though. We saw Goldberg come back again and come and take the Fiend's Universal Championship in the midst of a massive Fiend push when the Fiend was probably one of the best things going in WWE at the time. It was a night in Saudi Arabia where Goldberg pinned the Fiend in under 2, 3, 4 minutes. You guys let me know in the comments if you know. It wasn't needed. The Saudi Arabian fans didn't even pop for Goldberg winning the Universal Championship, and he soon dropped the title again to Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. What is the need for these short-term bookings, these short-term ideas, and why is Goldberg always at the center of them? You guys put down below in the comments what you think, but I don't think we need to be seeing Goldberg as champion in 2020, 2021, 2022, and for thy kingdom come. We don't need to see it no more. Now, when we're talking about some of the worst things in wrestling, we've got to mention him, no matter how much of a legend he may still be to some of you guys, Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan has completely tarnished the name that he built up over the 80s and the 90s, especially with the racism scandal that happened a couple years ago. Now, He has come out and some way, somehow tried to apologize for everything that happened. I don't buy it. WWE are still putting this guy front and center of their product. And the question is why? Especially as you have a growing and diverse wrestling fan base, Hulk Hogan is the last person they want to see. Last but not least, one of the worst things to happen in wrestling is WWE crossing the lines of real and fake just a bit too closely, especially when it comes to health-related issues. We have seen Ruby Riott make fun of Natalia's dad soon after he passed away. We have seen Dean Ambrose say that God sent down leukemia on Roman Reigns. We have seen Eddie Guerrero's alcoholic and drug abuse issues play out on TV, along with Jeff Hardy's alcohol issues. Now, we all like something that we can relate to here and there, and something that borders reality. But there's some things that are just a step too far. And some of the ones I've mentioned, they're just out of order and should never have been on TV. And when they are on TV, they can be managed a lot better, but WWE, very callous at times, they just don't do that. Often, I do think that when you bring these kind of angles into wrestling, it is a bit of lazy booking because it's just what the person is going through at the time and you're just putting a camera in front of their face. Another good example is everything that happened between Edge, Matt Hardy and Lita. Just be sensitive sometimes and just write good stories, and then you won't have to rely on things that are happening in people's lives to play out on a TV show. Because let's not forget, this is a TV show. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to WRESTHINGS, and catch me on my channel, WrestleManiac UK. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.